Peter chapter 4, verse 9 says, use hospitality for one another without grudging. And we at DETV are definitely being hospitable by welcoming Pastor Chandler and Sister Nelson. How are you both?
Fine.
Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
It's good to have you both.
Thank
now,
you.
Pastor, before I get to you, I was sitting backstage a little bit, just got to chat with Sister Nelson. And Sister Nelson, do you mind sharing with me, how long have you been going to your church?
All my life.
All your life?
All my life.
And that's 21 years, right?
You got to do a little better than that.
A little better than that?
Yeah.
What makes you be such a stewardship with your church? What drove you to go into your church and being there for so long?
I love my church.
Yeah?
I marched from 7th and Walnut, which was Grace Church, down to 7th and Spruce, which is Scott AME Zion Church.
Okay.
That's when we purchased it. I think I was like 5 or 6 years old when I came there. We marched down that street, and it was such a beautiful thing. It was a good feeling. Everybody was just so happy.
Yeah.
And the people just enjoyed talking and singing and going on. I just loved it. Just loved it.
Sounds like you got a lot of history. Now, Pastor Chandler, how long have you been pastoring at your church?
My brother, I've been pastoring for about 4 years
Yeah?
at Scott AME Zion Church.
Wow.
And it's truly been a blessing.
What made you, how did you wind up at Scott's?
It's interesting, that you would ask that. I am a part of the African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church, and we are under the authority of the bishop.
Okay.
And so my bishop is the Right Reverend W. Darren Moore.
Okay.
And so as he sends out pastors, I got sent to Scott.
Gotcha.
And I've been so blessed to be a part of this wonderful ministry.
That's awesome. Now, you're originally from here, correct, or no?
No, I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
Wow.
Home of the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Bills Mafia all day.
So how you liking Delaware?
I love Delaware.
Yeah?
I never thought about living in Delaware,
Okay.
but now that I'm here,
Yeah.
this is a great place.
So now that you're pastoring of a church and you're here from New York and you're presiding over your church here in Delaware, what are some things that you guys are doing within your church to benefit the community?
Wow, that's a great question, and I thank you so very much. We just had a Thanksgiving giveaway. We partnered with Councilwoman Michelle Harley and the Newcastle County Executive Matthew Mayer. And we were able to provide turkey baskets for the residents at Bethel Villa Apartments.
Okay.
And that's right around the block from Scott.
Yeah.
And it was done with excellence. The people of Bethel Villa were very much appreciative, and we were happy to be of service. Not only have we partnered with Michelle Harley on that occasion, but we've also partnered with Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester, as we've done prayer walks around the neighborhood and encouraging people to live for the Lord and to also have a campaign of Stop the Violence.
It's awesome because I can only imagine, I would love to hear from both of you, we're slowly getting away from this pandemic. Of course, now we're dealing with this new variant and whatnot. I can only imagine, how have you guys been able, you as your church, your membership, how have you been able to withstand yourselves as a unit during this pandemic? How have you been able to handle that?
Well, Sister Nelson can attest to the fact that we've had our services outside.
Okay.
And we've wanted to maintain our connection with the community. And so every Sunday, we're out there. And we're able to have our singing and preaching and Bible study all outside, out of the four walls, and trying to engage the community. And again, with the turkey giveaway, as well as the prayer walks, and we've also done some vaccinations in the community as well. That helps us to stay connected with our brothers and sisters.
It sounds like a pandemic did not stop you guys. What was one of the highlights that you took away from that turkey giveaway that you guys did?
Seeing the people being very thankful for what they received. There was one guy that came at the end, and he was so upset because we were finished. But I had my basket, and I gave him mine. He was so thankful. He was just, it made me feel like I had really done something. But I didn't need it. And I thought, we're here for a purpose. The purpose was to feed the community.
Right.
So I just reached out to here.
Yeah.
Even if I had to go and buy a turkey, it's so be it. You're helping the community. So why would you hold on to something that you really didn't need? And I just passed it on.
Well, that speaks a lot about who you are, Sister
Thank
Nelson.
you.
So
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough for doing something like that, because it's needed. You know, this pandemic was not something that anyone planned for. No one knew that it was coming. No one knows how to prepare for anything like that.
That's
so to
true.
have individuals like yourselves that are out here saying, listen, in the midst of a storm, we're still going to keep giving and continue to providing, that speaks a lot of volume to who you guys are as members of your church. Now, I know we just celebrated Thanksgiving, and we got Christmas coming up. So is there anything coming up with what's going on at your church?
Yeah, we're going to have a Christmas cantata.
Okay.
You know, Scott has had some challenges with its building, and we are in the process of rebuilding, doing some renovations. Successfully, we've been able to complete 3 of our 4 roofs. And by doing so, we've done it with grassroots, raising funds to help us to realize the dream of a better Scott. And so the idea came from Sister Nelson. She said, you know, Pastor, we need to go ahead and have a Christmas cantata.
Okay.
And I said, all right, yeah, we do. She said, you know, we can bring the community together again, and they can help us to raise funds for this church that has been prominent for many years. You know, we're celebrating 146 years.
146 years.
146 years of existence. And you heard what Sister Nelson said. She said when she was 5 years old, she was a part of the group of believers that left Grace AME Zion Church and walked down to the new church, Scott AME Zion Church. And so it's a massive undertaking to try to renovate this property, but it's worth it because this church has a history of giving back to the community, having programs for those who are disenfranchised, have a soup kitchen. They had programs that was able to help young people get educated. I mean, there's so much that Scott was able to do. And from Scott, so many ministers were birthed. Ministers such as Wayne Carter, who is the director of the Gospel Music Workshop of America, the Delaware chapter. Bishop John Jervey, who's now pastoring. The Reverend Michael King, who's now ministering in Philadelphia. And I can go on and on. This church has been so impactful to the community. So what we're attempting to do is bring it back. And we need everyone's help. And I pray that everyone who's watching today will think about, pray on whether or not they can give to this very important initiative as we're trying to do all that we can to make Scott better than what it used to be.
Well, I can't thank you both enough for what you do. Sister Nelson, is there anything that Pastor Chandler had missed?
Yes. The Christmas cantata will be held at St. Paul's Church at 34th and Market on Friday, December 10th at 7:30 p.m. It's a free will offering. There's no charge for you to enter the building. And the only thing we do ask you to do, if you're not vaccinated, to wear a mask. It's going to be a beautiful program. And it's a lot of singing, no preaching, just singing, and we have a gospel comedian there. We're just going to try to praise the Lord, and we're asking for just a donation.
Well, I can't thank you both enough, for all that you're doing. Sister Nelson, it was great getting to know you, and Pastor Chandler, thank you for your service. We need more individuals like yourselves in this community because it's going to take a village to really get us back to where we were pre this pandemic.
Yes.
So keep up the great work, and if there's anything else that we can do, we'll make sure that the community gets your information so they're showing up to help you right along.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
thank you.
Appreciate this opportunity.
Oh, listen, thank you. I appreciate it. We'll be right back.